Hello students, welcome to Standard 12th Chemistry by Sujata Miss, Fatima Convent High School. Unit 3, Electrochemistry. Page number 68 of your textbook. Let us continue with the potential difference. Yesterday we discussed that whenever potential difference is created, there is flow of electrons. The potential difference between the two electrodes of a galvanic cell is called cell potential and is measured in volts. The cell potential is the difference between the electrode potential, that is reduction potentials of the cathode and anode. Now there are two words, reduction potential and oxidation potential. Now oxidation potential is the tendency to lose electrons, whereas reduction potential is a tendency to gain electrons. Now oxidation potential is reverse of reduction potential. That is, if reduction potential of Zn, that is zinc, is minus 0.76 volt, then its oxidation potential will be plus 0.76 volts. This is for your information. Now remember, that is for calculations of EMF of the cell, the electrode potentials are always taken as reduction potentials for both the electrodes. That is by convention. Convention means by default. As you say, by default the things happen in computer. So here we use the word reduction potentials for calculations. It is called the electromotive force, EMF of the cell, when no current is drawn through the cell. It is now an accepted convention that we keep the anode on left and the cathode on the right while representing the galvanic cell. This we discussed. Then under this convention, the EMF of the cell is positive and is given by a potential of half cell on the right hand side minus the potential of the half cell on the left hand side. That is, when you calculate the cell potential, E cell, writing like this is a cell potential, it will be equal to the cell potential, that is, you can say potential of the half cell on right hand side, so E right, minus the potential of the half cell on the left hand side. So you can say E cathode minus E anode also for calculating E cell. Now let us take an example of Daniell cell, because you are familiar with Daniell cell. To understand this, page number 69 of your textbook. Now you know left electrode, that is the half reaction of Daniell cell, can be written as left electrode, that is oxidation half reaction can be written as Zn. The Zn is the metal strip which is in solid form. It will give you Zn2 plus ions which is in the aqueous solution. So we write Aq comma 1 molar in the bracket plus 2 electrons which are released, or you can say lost, during oxidation. Now right electrode is copper, that is cathode, and here you know reduction takes place. So Cu2 plus ions in aqueous solution comma 1 molar plus 2 electrons gives you Cu solid. Now the overall reaction, that is the reaction of the cell, is the sum of above two reactions, and we cancel this 2 electrons and 2 electrons on left hand side and right hand side. Then whatever is on the left hand side we write on the left hand side, and whatever is on the right hand side we write on the right hand side of the arrow. So here we have Zn Cu2 plus arrow, and on the right hand side we write Zn2 plus and Cu, and 2 electrons you can imagine has been cancelled. So EMF of the cell. Now here E naught cell not indicates the standard conditions, that is standard electrode potential of the cell will be equal to E naught R minus E naught L, where R is for right, that is cathode, and L is for left, that is anode. Now this value 0.34 volt and 0.76 volt will be given to you. Now for right, that is copper, the value is 0.34 volt minus 0.76 volt is a value for Zn. On subtracting we get 1.1 volt. So this is the E naught cell for Daniell cell, that is 1.10 or 1.1 volt is the EMF of the Daniell cell. Page number 68, second illustration. There is an example that cell reaction Cu plus 2Ag plus gives you Cu 2 plus 2Ag. Now we can write down the half reactions. Cathode undergoes reduction, as you know. So over here Ag undergoes reduction. So you can write down 2Ag plus 2 electrons gives you Ag. Now if you don't know how to write, you can just see here is a ion, so naturally here is a positive ion, so naturally you will have electrons on the left hand side, which will, for your remembering and understanding, as well as if you get confused you can have a technique. So here you can see there is a positive ion, so electrons are negative, so electrons will be on the left hand side and Ag will undergo reduction. So just by seeing the reaction you can say which is undergoing reduction and which is undergoing oxidation. So over here Ag is undergoing reduction and copper is undergoing oxidation. Now the overall reaction of the cell is given over here. So here copper is undergoing oxidation, so it will be found on the anode. So we write copper first and then we write Ag. Now this is the way how we can represent the cell. This is known as cell representation. First we write anode and then we write cathode. Over here anode is copper, so first we write copper solid, then we write the copper ion in the aqueous solution, then double vertical lines. Here there was a single vertical line. Double vertical lines you can imagine are indicating the salt bridge between the two. Then we have again the ion, that is Ag plus aqueous. Then we have the single vertical line and Ag. So this is one half cell and this is the second half cell, and in between we have the salt bridge. This is known as symbolic cell representation. Now over here you can calculate the E cell is equal to E cell, that is E right minus E left. On the right we have Ag, which is cathode, so we can write E Ag plus Ag minus E Cu2 plus vertical line Cu. Measurement of electrode potential. The potential of individual half cell cannot be measured. We can measure only the differences between the two half cell potential that gives the EMF of the cell. So if we choose the potential of one of the electrode, that is half cell, then that of the other can be determined with respect to this. So according to convention, a half cell called standard hydrogen electrode, SH in short, she represented by Pt, where Pt is the platinum, H2, H plus. Now this oxidation or reduction reaction of hydrogen half electrode takes place on platinum. So it is written like this: is assigned a zero potential at all temperatures corresponding to the reaction. That is, hydrogen electrode is always given the value of potential as 0. So if hydrogen electrode, that is standard hydrogen electrode, is undergoing reduction reaction, that is, if SHE acts as a cathode, then the reaction will be H plus electron gives you half H2, or you can write 2H plus 2 electrons gives you H2. Now if it acts as the anode, then the reaction will be H2 gives you 2H plus 2 electrons. That is the oxidation half reaction. Now standard hydrogen electrode over here consists of a platinum wire which is sealed in a glass tube and has a platinum foil attached to it. The foil is coated with finely divided platinum and acts as a platinum electrode. Now this is dipped into an acid solution containing H plus ions in 1 molar concentration, that is 1 molar HCl. Pure hydrogen gas is constantly bubbled into the solution at 1 bar pressure and constant temperature of 298 Kelvin. The surface of the foil acts as a site for the reaction. So let us read. The standard hydrogen electrode consists of a platinum electrode coated with platinum black. The electrode is dipped in an acidic solution, that is solution of H plus ions, and pure hydrogen gas is bubbled through it. The concentration of both reduced and oxidized forms of hydrogen is maintained as unity. This implies that the pressure of hydrogen gas is 1 bar and the concentration of the hydrogen ion in the solution is 1 molar. This is the meaning of unity. Let us quickly read it out. Suppose you are taking the standard hydrogen electrode as a second half cell and taking it as an anode and the other half cell as cathode, it gives a reduction potential of the other half cell. If the concentrations of the oxidized and the reduced forms of the species in the right hand half cell are unity, then the cell potential is equal to the standard electrode potential. Now I told you that standard is denoted by a naught. So here you have E naught R of the given half cell, that is E naught is equal to E naught R minus E naught L. This is the formula. As E naught L for the standard hydrogen electrode is 0, you will have E naught is equal to E naught R minus 0. So here hydrogen is on the left hand side, that is hydrogen half cell or standard hydrogen electrode acts as anode, so the value is taken as 0 and we get E naught cell is equal to E naught R, that is cathode. Now hydrogen half cell with copper, or you can say the cell representation of the hydrogen cell with copper, that is when hydrogen is acting as an anode and copper is acting as a cathode, can be shown like this. Platinum, that is PT solid, vertical line H2. H2 is in gaseous form, so it is gas. 1 bar is the pressure. Vertical line H plus. Aqueous, that is in the solution. The concentration of the solution is 1 molar. 2 lines indicating the salt bridge Cu2 plus aqueous, 1 molar vertical line Cu. So that's it. So over here you can see, here copper is acting as a cathode and hydrogen is acting as a anode, whereas in this example the measured EMF of the cell is minus 0.76 volt, whereas in the first example the measured EMF of the cell was 0.34 volt. Now here the positive value of standard electrode potential in the first case indicates that Cu2 plus ions get reduced more easily than H plus ions. The reverse process cannot occur. So Cu2 plus ions will be taken as cathode and the standard hydrogen electrode, that is SHE, will be taken as anode. That is, hydrogen ions cannot oxidize copper. Now over here the negative value of standard electrode potential in the second case indicates that the hydrogen ions can oxidize zinc or zinc can reduce hydrogen ions. So with respect to SHE, that is a standard hydrogen gas electrode, standard zinc half cell will act as a anode, while the standard copper half cell will act as a cathode. Sometimes metals like platinum or gold are used as inert electrodes. They do not participate in the reaction but provide their surface for oxidation or reduction reactions and for the conduction of electrons. For example, platinum is used in the following half cells. They have given you the examples of hydrogen electrode and bromine electrode. This is table 3.1 of your textbook. Now it is difficult to get the whole table on the screen, so you can use your textbook for more clarity. Now over here, a negative E naught value means that the redox couple is a stronger reducing agent than the H plus H2 couple, and a positive E naught means that the redox couple is a weaker reducing agent than the H plus H2 couple. Now here you can see the values on the top, that is the E naught values are positive, whereas the values at the bottom, the E naught values are negative. Now the values in the table increases from bottom to top. Reactions show a greater tendency to undergo reduction. So oxidizing agents are found at the top of the table and reducing agents are found at the bottom of the table. Now if you see the first one in the table, we will see that the standard electrode potential of fluorine is the highest in the table, indicating that fluorine gas has the maximum tendency to get reduced to fluoride ions. So you can say that fluorine is a strong oxidizing agent and has maximum tendency to get reduced, and so it will be weakest reducing agent. Now over here if you see lithium, lithium has the lowest electrode potential, indicating that the lithium ion is the weakest oxidizing agent. So when it will be weakest oxidizing agent, it will be the strongest reducing agent and it will have least tendency to get reduced. So thank you for today and meet you again in the next video.